Welcome to CGTN's live streaming at Faku Flight Conference. I'm Diqi, and this is my colleague Xinchen. Right here in Faku, this annual flight conference started in 2012, which aims to promote the general aviation industry and try to provide a platform for those companies to reach a bigger market.
For sure, yeah, definitely. We are here in the Faku County, which is in Shenyang, northeastern Chinese city of Shenyang, the capital city of Liaoning Province, and the Faku County. It's about a 1.5 hours drive from the city center, and here we are at a general aviation industrial base, as Diqi mentioned, where the flight conference have been taking place during the past 7 years. So basically, the county decided to promote general aviation in 2012 to boost the local economy, to kind of build new channels to boost the local economy. So, and this is your first time to northeastern China, and also the first time for you to be in Shenyang. And I believe this is the farthest into the north that you've ever been to, and you're from the south. So how do you like the city, and how do you like Faku County so far?
Right, it's my first time to be here, and I found it's quite interesting for this experience because I can see loads of different types of aircrafts, and as we can see, there are many visitors for this coming to this conference, and especially now it's the summer vacation. Many parents will bring their children to come here to let their children to know more about the development of our aircrafts in China. So I found today is our second day to be here, and we found the weather is pretty cool, and I hope we can enjoy the day here. Yes.
I think we will definitely. I'm going to ask my cameraman to pan a little bit that we can see in the sky. So we have aircrafts on display on the ground, and then we have a sort of like air show presented on the sky by general aviation companies from local and also across China. People here in China, they might not be so familiar with general aviation, but remembering that we can see in Hollywood movies those blockbusters, and also in dramas. And during the summertime, we had this great movie called The Skyscraper with Stone Johnson, and we saw the super rich guy can actually call for a helicopter, and they can fly to places.
It's really cool. Right?
Yeah, and also in dramas like Grey's Anatomy, that we can see helicopters rushing into the accident site and bring the people back to the hospital and saving people's lives. So these types of use of aviation is what we call general aviation. Yes. It's apart from commercial aviation that we, the airplanes that we take from Beijing, like Diqi took from Beijing to Shenyang 2 days ago. Apart from those type of aircraft that we see, that is what general aviation is. And we have helicopters, gliders, and also drones are now becoming a part of general aviation.
Yes, and we can see there are many gliders displayed here, and it's for the exhibition's use. So would you mind to follow with me to try to interview one of this one to see? And we can see, although there are some gliders look not that well equipped, but they are used in different areas, and such as the agriculture one, and also for the emergent use, as Xinchen mentioned just before. So we are going to one of it and try to interview some of them to see how much this one will cost, and in which areas it will use, and how long for this has been used? 哎，您好，想请问您一下，您能大概给咱们介绍一下这个飞机的一个？就我想问一下，这个它主要是它是已经被用了多久呢？不大清楚是吧？好，谢谢。So as we can see here, it's quite a. Let's try to open it. And we see it's quite small inside. It's only a 2-seat one, and I think it's only with this handle, and I think it's quite easy to be handled. And we can see there is the earphone out there. and some other. So we get someone to introduce this one for us. 哎，您好，我想请问一下，您能大概给咱们介绍一下这个这个飞机吗？我想问一下，它大概是用在哪一些区域？然后它的造价这个是多少呢？
造价是100万，然后由于是那个电动的嘛，用电的嘛，是瑞祥自主研发的一个电动飞机嘛，用于广泛用。
So basically, what he says is this one is the electric power two-seat aircraft, and it costs like less than $1 million, and it's widely used for because it can use for many agriculture areas and for amateurs to drive. And I think this one is pretty interesting. And let's move forward to see others gliders. And I'll ask our cameraman to show, because this area is more like the exhibition area, to show all these gliders which has been used before. And although there are sometimes it seems a bit old, and I think they might be used for a long time. And let's give a closer look to that one. 您能就是看一下那个黄色的。We are moving to the inside of this exhibition area, and in front of us is this one, is the yellow one, and I think it's quite an old one, so I believe there might be the old history for this one, and we'll try to get someone to see if they can introduce this history for this glider. It seems above the gliders we can see it's American one, so let's find out if it is the domestic build or the American build. 哎，您好，我想问一下，这个您知道这个飞机的大概的一个基本信息吗？
这飞机吧，基本就是属于一个，比较早代的飞机，能坐2个人，就是现在是飞也不能太高，就1000米左右，然后。它机型嘛，是属于怎么说呢？就是像最原始就是像那种就是喷着浓稠那种农药的飞机差不多。我知道就大概这些了。
好，谢谢。So what he said is this one definitely has a long history because it has been made like several years ago, and this one is used for the agriculture use. It used to for the drops to kill the pests, and it can't because this one is a bit old and it's not that well equipped. So as he says, it can't fly too high because it just like to fly around maybe less than 1,000 meters, and it won't take, and it can't fly too long, only like an hour, because this one is due to this not that modern technology. So I think this one is a pretty old one compared to the one we see before. It's just not that modern. So I think this one, this area shows us lots of different kinds of lots of different kinds of gliders. Some are from the modern, and some are from the history. And we are now going inside going into the actual airport to see the gliders. And we can see there are lots of two-seat gliders, and some of them are domestic made, and some of them are imported from other countries. And we are going to bring you an official from one of the companies to give us more information of this homemade gliders. Hi, Xinchen.
Yes, Diqi. So I hope that you had pretty fun, like touring around to show people the aircrafts that we have here on display. So a lot of them are China-made, a lot of them are developed here in China. And here with me is Captain Ko from a local pilot training academy. And Captain Ko just actually came back from touring in the sky. So how was that experience, like about an hour ago?
I have flown 51 years with 20,000 flight hour experience. Now on work for the Xinchen General Aviation Company as a flight instructor.
So definitely Captain Ko is a very experienced flight captain, and I just learned from him like he has like 51 years of flying experience, and he charted over like 20
flight hours.
So 20,000 flight hours. That's a lot of hours. That needs to be charted like in decades. And 但是您不是刚刚就是我们有一个简单的在这个行。This experience when you took off like about an hour ago.
Oh, very interesting. This is 7th air show exhibition. But this year it didn't invite foreign. People in China.
But then, because you mentioned about it, we do have a lot of great pilots here in China. But then the general aviation industry is just taking off here in China, and we demand more pilots. Just like your academy is providing training to pilots and to grow more of them. But then we have about a shortage. We need more. Like we need 100,000 more pilots to fly these aircraft. So how was the situations like?
I think the training in Chinese flight school is very good. A lot of the student pilots can get very well training in our country. It's just like it's a flight team. It's part with like Galaxy talent. I think all of them are skillful and excellent flyer.
But then we can see that we have that facility, and we can see a lot of aircraft like from your training academy and on display here, and we have the facility which is with great experience teaching them. But then what I learned, like for people to have a license to fly, they need to chart like at least 100 hours, right? But then when they enter the job and they want to become captain, they have to more than double that that number. However, just the market space is still quite limited, and some of them may not have. They have to like wait like for like five years in order to actually become a captain. So are we lack these kind of experienced pilots here in China?
Yes. Outside road. we treat very more pilot in my way. Maybe now in China there are several flight school in Chaoyang, in Tianjin, Beidaihe, and too many. And I don't know very clearly how many flight school in China. But I think this situation,
You just mentioned about like we have a lot of training academies here in China, but are people enthusiastic about learning how to? Just like, are there a lot of young people and they want to learn how to drive, like fly a glider or a helicopter?
I mean, in our company, how many? A student here to learn how to fly. I think all things are going well.
But then the tuition is quite expensive, right? It's about half a million renminbi, which is about $100,000 to actually be able to get that license. Do you think that's more of a luxury for a lot of people here in China, or it has been a luxury for a lot of people around the globe?
That's too expensive for
like regular people, right?
yeah. But for an airline, it's no problem. But I think General Aviation Administration will adopt a new policy to release and all the fee for learning flight. I think that's good. I hope this condition come true soon.
Thank you so much, Captain Carol. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you for giving me an opportunity.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So we just learned from Captain Carol that general aviation is booming, as you have listened, heard us, and also China aims to have about over 5,000 general aviation aircrafts by 2020. And we need 2 pilots to fly each aircraft. It can be a glider or it can be a helicopter, but then we need 2 pilots, 1 pilot and 1 co-pilot. We definitely have the smaller aircrafts you might have encountered during the show here, but then most of the aircrafts are larger and they need 2 pilots. That means they're going to double, if not triple, the demand for pilots. So we're on a good trend and a good momentum to actually all those skyscrapers and high rises in Beijing or Shanghai. Of the building there will Sorry for the interruption, just because we are inside of a general aviation industrial base, and it's near the airport, so the signal is not that good. Just a quick reminder that we are here in Faku, about 1.5 hours drive from the city center of Shenyang city, the capital city of Liaoning province, and we're currently bringing this live broadcast of the 7th flight conference here in Faku, a platform to help the city, to help the country, help China to boost the development of general aviation. So we've been talking about, we have aircrafts on display here, and also a smaller scale of air show there. I'm going to ask my cameraman to pan for a little bit, so we can see aircrafts flying in the sky, and we'll also see gliders glide through the skies.
Someone, she was the first time to be here. 就想请问一下您，就是您这是第一次来
啊？是。
然后想问一下您来这儿的
感觉就特别壮观，也特别震撼。然后像有什么无人机啊，还有这个动力伞啊之类的，然后就感觉这个极限的时候，然后又马上提升起来，还是很值得来一看的。
谢谢您，谢谢，非常谢谢您。So what she basically like it was her first time to be here, and she found it was quite interesting to see this amazing performance, especially compared with the previous years technology. And she found our helicopters, the development of the helicopters is getting more and more modern, and she found our industry is getting more and more developed. Yes.
And as she mentioned, and what she has witnessed, like Chinese general aviation is growing, is taking off here in China. But then there are challenges that we're facing currently, like the shortage of pilots, and also domestically produced aircrafts, the safety issues, security issues, and airspace control problems. So there are a lot of things need to be tackled in the future if we really see the general aviation to continue to flourish here in China. If we're thinking about a commercial aviation market here in China, it's already huge, it's gigantic, and the commercial aviation is predicted to frog leap the United States in the next 5 years and to become to surpass the $1 trillion mark. But then for general aviation, it's only worth like about 10 billions of US dollars at the moment. So compared with the commercial aviation, it's small. And then we talked with Captain Ko previously, and a training coach at one of the local training academies, and the price to get a license at the moment is still very expensive, $500,000 yuan, or about 100,000 US dollars. And then people need to stay in school for half a year. And then when they get a job to fly an aircraft, they need 3 to 5 years to become a flight captain, which means actually you literally drive, you are in charge of the aircraft. Yes. Otherwise, you are just the co-pilot and helping the pilot, the captain to check monitors, etc. Yes. So definitely there is still a long way ahead. But I believe this is also your first time to be into an air show. So what's your feeling now?
I feel quite exciting because as we see there are lots of performance ongoing, and we can see the helicopters, and I would very like to try to get on the helicopters to see how it feels, and I feel really excited about that. Yes,
that's definitely will be a great experience. Yes. And I guess we need to wrap up for today, and we're going to continue to bring you to the latest about general aviation in other channels on our television, or another episode for live streaming, etc.
Social platforms like Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Yeah.
Thank you for watching, and have a good day.